Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, why are you living paycheck to paycheck? Oh, yeah, it's systemic, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just your imagination, but wait till you find out the numbers that you're not alone. And all those who are not living paycheck to paycheck, congratulations, because you don't want to get into living paycheck to paycheck. So we're going to have a conversation tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That means you got to get assets. That means you got to have money that's going to make money for you while you sleep. That means you got to generate money out of thin air. That's right. Isn't that going to be very interesting? And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here tonight. You could be anywhere. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. And remember, please share the videos because you never know who's looking for help. You never know who's looking for investment help. You never know who's just not even thinking about looking, but then you send a video over to them and they're like, hey, let me check this out. That would be greatly appreciated. But don't forget to smash the like button. And if you're watching this over the course of the next hour or two, please subscribe to the channel if you like what we're talking about, because on Monday night, Nestor Left Field is coming back on the Money Making Monday live stream at 8:50 p.m. to talk about real estate investing in Dominican Republic. No credit check, you heard. No qualifying, do you hear me? No barriers to entry. You don't have to go to a bank. This is going to be about pre-construction. It's going to be another project in downtown Punta, Cana, Dominican Republic. So stay tuned and come back on Monday night, please. And we'll be talking about a lot more. As you know, we always have a roundup at the end, and we'll be talking about other projects. But tonight, let's see who's in the house. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream, and he has the icon next to his name, which means he's a member of the channel. So I thank you very much, Laverne Penix. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. Thank you so much for letting me know. If you received a YouTube notification and saw the trailer, please let me know, because you know how they are around here in these YouTube streets. They don't like telling subscribers about it. So make sure you go down to the bottom of the description below the video and sign up for the newsletter, because I send out emails when we're about to have live streams and when I upload new videos. So please do that. And also, Laverne Penix is also known here in the SSN Nation as Mr. Cool. So there you go. When I'm referencing Mr. Cool, now you know who it is. Blade Ascona's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. And he brings this tagline. Hello, everyone. I got the notification and trailer. That's 2 people. Can we break the record tonight? But we're going to go for it. So let's go for it. Very nice to see you once again. Jawway J, another investor, is in the house. The emerging millionaire is here as well. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Did I say Money Making Monday? Money Making Monday's on my mind, but tonight is Friday night live stream, so my mistake. But don't miss Mondays. Hello, SSN Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. Yes, hello to you. Hopefully you are doing well. And thank you so much. Received a notification and trailer. That's 3 people. We're on our way tonight. So hopefully they sent out more notifications. This is awesome. Victor Marrero is in the house. Another emerging millionaire is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. He has the icon next to his name. I appreciate the support. Humbly appreciate it. Thank you so much with the icon. And he brings his tagline, hello all, let's do this. And as I always say, do this, we shall try to help you so you can do the Stop Struggling Now program. That's right. This is the No Guru Zone. This is SSN Academy, SSN University, 0 cost. Always. We don't have books to sell. We don't do anything, but we do have information to give you for free. And I'm not the only investor. Business owners, real estate holders, there's other things besides those 3 things that you can do in life to stop living paycheck to paycheck. And some of those people are here with us right now, because these people that I've mentioned so far are investors in their own right. They have their own way of making passive income. So why do you keep living paycheck to paycheck when you have people here that can help you out? So make sure you use that chat room, because if you have any questions on how to start a business or other items that you want to invest in, you have help here in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to let you know. And oh, by the way, speaking of an investor, we have one here. Check the chat room. At the very first message that you will see something called Victor Marrero says, yes, got the YouTube notification and trailer. We're up to 5 people. That is awesome. Maybe we're going to break the record tonight. And we have someone that just started their coffee journey. It's called Beachfront Java. That's our own professor, Auntie Val, and family. Go over there and show some love, because they've come from humble beginnings, and you get a 15% discount. That's right. If you're an SSN Nation member or watcher, in the chat room, I'm going to put the code where you can go get some Java. And that Java is not just any Java. It's whole bean, it's K-cups, it's drip ground, it's fine ground. But go over there and get that 15% off, ladies and gentlemen. To SSN fam members only. And you don't have to put in a promo code. It automatically puts in the 15% discount. And again, whole bean, fine, drip grounds, and Honduras, Indonesia, Africa, Peruvian coffee. All right. Premium blend, ladies and gentlemen. Dark roast, light roast, medium roast. She has so many selections now. She is doing an awesome thing, plus a little merch. Go over there and show some love. Why? Because she's part of the SSN Nation first and foremost. She's helped other people along the way over our journey over the last few years as well. So again, we got to support our own, ladies and gentlemen. Support the entrepreneurs. They actually help our ecosystem. And that's what the bottom line is. All right, let me speak on it. Here she is now. Professor Auntie Val is in the house. Welcome to the Friday night live stream, SSN Nation style. She has the icon next to her name as well. And she brings her tagline. She's showing the heart. She's showing the strength and the support. She's showing the cup of Joe, Java, and the thumbs up. Good evening, fam. Got the notification and trailer. Good evening to you. Very, very nice to see you once again. Thank you so much for being here. And again, go get that beachfront Java, ladies and gentlemen. And actually, if you're going to be here tonight, you can ask questions after you go over to beachfront Java while we're on our live streams, and you can ask questions. Free shipping in the lower United States of America. Hawaii and Alaska generally cost more to ship to. But if you live in the 48 contiguous United States, free shipping's included. And everybody outside of the United States, reasonable shipping, I'm sure, because it comes in a nice pack that you actually zip up. So the shipping cost will not be that much. So everybody on the planet, go show some love for Beachfront Java. The link is in the chat room. Nobody should be missing it. Maria Barnes is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here in the house. And she brings her tagline, hello, Eric and SSN family. I hope everyone is doing well. I got the notification and trailer. We're up to 6 people now, ladies and gentlemen, that has received a notification and trailer. And Maria Barnes is not just Maria Barnes here. She's also AKA Mrs. Cool is in the house. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Another emerging millionaire along with Mr. Cool as well, making their businesses work, investments work for them. You got to love it. That is the way to stop struggling now. Okay, let's talk about this tonight. What is this paycheck to paycheck and why are you dealing with this? No, it's no fault of your own. Don't worry about that. Why most are living paycheck to paycheck? Very simple. Everyone wants to get in your pocket. Nothing is on sale anymore. An average family can't catch a break. Exactly, Victor Marrero. Number one in my book that I'm about to talk about tonight is systemic. You have to understand, systemic means you are just doing it naturally and not realizing what's actually happening because you accept the status quo. And in case you don't know what I mean by status quo, you accept just the way it is. You're not thinking I can change my behavior, which could change the outcome of my paycheck to paycheck status. Now, we're going to have a nice little talk tonight. This is what you're going to call back and forth a little bit. Victor Marrero's already chimed in, and he's got this exactly right. And I'm going to play off of this a little bit because this thing right here where everyone wants to get in your pocket, that is systemic in my end that I'm about to explain. But first, let's just call it what it is. I got to bring up some statistics, right? Because people don't understand. I'm going to bring up the first one right here because all people think about is, oh, don't worry about it. All I have to do is make more money. That's what most people's process in their head. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but all I have to do is make more money. Well, look at this. April 2023, 49% of individuals making over $100,000 per year were living paycheck to paycheck. Oh, is that a surprise to anybody? Come on now, ladies and gentlemen. Is that going to surprise you? But look at this. According to a recent study from Payments and Lending Club, 61% of consumers are living paycheck to paycheck in April 2023. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's no joke out here. You guys are out here seeing this, stuff on Instagram, social media, the news, entertainment channels all over the place. People doing these game shows and going around on tropical islands like it's a normal thing to do, hang out and spend $5,000 a night, $2,000 a night to go stay at some place. Ladies and gentlemen, sure, there's people that can do that. And sure, some of these 61% of consumers that are living paycheck to paycheck based on Payments and Lending Club's numbers, sure, even those people living paycheck to paycheck are out there doing it. All right? There's a reason. Got to keep up with the Joneses, got to get in some debt. And the next thing you know, you're paying credit cards. You're paying some debt that you got in. You're paying a firm 4 easy payments, 0% interest, but you are not going to pay up front. You're going to make those 4 payments. You're going to use some other companies as well. You're going to always extend it, but unfortunately, by extending it, that doesn't alleviate you of that problem. So let's get to the systemic situations now, all right? Let's get to it. Here we go. Jaway J says another reason is most people are living beyond their means as well. That's the American way. That's the exact American way. Remember, you got to be number one. You got to show out, show off, and be number one. And number one means I got to have the baddest car. I got to have the biggest and baddest houses. I got to have the nicest clothes on, right? I got to have the nicest shoe. Or I got to have that nice handbag. Oh, yeah, I got to show out when I go out, right? So that's part of the problem right there. Systemic, ladies and gentlemen. But here, some people don't understand. You're going, Eric, that's a behavior. It's only a behavior when you're an adult. But think about this. What happens when a brand new baby comes up shows up. What happens? Clothes start coming in. What kind of shoes is the little baby wearing? What kind of socks? What kind of clothes? What kind of little hat may be on? What kind of beanie? It's cold outside. What kind of jacket? Oh, it's so cute. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Absorption from day 1, day 5, day 20, day 1 year, day 2 years, day 3 years. Oh, so cute. Then you're already setting up the what's the values and what's the worth. And I'm not saying every family does it, but that's generally the trend. New kid, new baby, shower them with gifts, don't have to do anything. So ultimately they sit there and they're looking, you're getting prizes just for being here. Oh my goodness, just for being here, we're getting prizes. I wonder why I might have a little problem later on, thinking I'm worth a lot more just by showing up. Today's millennials, and I'm not going to lump everybody in, but the younger generation, it's been seen. You walk in places, what are they doing? At work, all right? They have this entitlement because systemically, day 1, you're fawning all over them. Day 5, day 10, year 5, year 7, year 10. But parents, nothing wrong with that. But there's a thing that has to come up sooner or later. Entitlement has to end. Now, here's the other thing. Because you want to do the entitlement, systemically, what else are we going to do? Oh, them baby clothes. We're going to start charging an arm and a leg. That baby milk, baby powder, anything associated with baby diapers, we're going to charge 3 or 4 times what it was just 20 years ago. So you're the new parent, not knowing that your parents paid $4 for a bag of diapers. You're now paying $50 for bags of diapers, $40. So are you getting paid 10 times what your parents got paid? Hardly. Systemically, you're now going to have to live damn near paycheck to paycheck. I won't even get into more because you know what's coming next. You're out there working your ass off, and now all of a sudden you have that one kid. I'm not going to pick on the child rearing, but the bottom line to the story is you're living paycheck to paycheck. You have to go to work. Now your kid is 5 years old. You finally realize, oh, wait, hold on a second. They got to go to school. I'm not going to pick them up. Somebody's going to have to watch this kid. And all of a sudden, the other side of the fence says, well, you know, that's going to be like $100 an hour as long as the kid's here. And you're like, excuse me, did you just say 2 hours are there and it could be $200? And they're going, oh, don't worry. It's only $200 a week. Not a day, just a week. It's all good. All of a sudden, is it really worth getting a second job? Or now are you going to have to figure out something else systemically? Now, that's just the start of when we have parents. All right, let's go. George's Charles says, I make $400K a year as a corporate executive, living paycheck to paycheck because it's not passive income. Oh, I like this take by George's Charles, and welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream with the icon next to his name. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, very nice to see you. Thank you for allowing me to be on your show earlier today. I appreciate it. That's right. George's Charles has his own helpful information going on out here. He's part of the SSN Nation, showing everybody SSN Academy, SSN University in full effect. No cost to get the information. Gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I like what he's saying. Here's what he's saying. So some people may go, oh, he's making $400,000 a year and he can't. No, that's not paycheck to pay. Well, see, it actually is. Because if his boss walks in his office on Monday and says, I'm sorry, we don't need you anymore. Ooh, wait a minute. No more money. Now what, ladies and gentlemen? I know some of you are going to go get another job. I get you. But there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to get that same salary at another job. Hopefully you will. Hopefully you you'll get better than that. But you're not guaranteed anything out here. Systemically, you're not guaranteed to make that type of money continually. Some people will start going, oh, I'm sorry, sir. What's your age? Not supposed to discriminate against age, but then they're thinking, well, wait a minute. He's 40 years old, 45 years old. I think I can get a new kid that's like 28 who's making like 70,000 a year. I'll promote him and give him a paycheck for 150. He's going to be happy as hell. Systemic, ladies and gentlemen. So some people don't understand how somebody could be making a lot of money. I'm not saying this is him, but people don't look. California, for instance, has a high unemployment, or shall I say homeless, not unemployment, high homeless rate, it appears, right? All these people live in millionaires, Southern California, for instance. All these people made nice money. They used to have damn near $1 million home, but now they're living in tents. Wonder how that happens? Living paycheck to paycheck, ladies and gentlemen. Because while you're making the money, you're sitting there doing what the system says. Buy the house. When you live in your house, that's not an asset. Buy the fancy car or cars. Buy the jewelry, buy the clothes, buy the furniture. Now we got to go party. Systemically, you're already designed for failure with paycheck to paycheck. So is it any real surprise that you're going to have 61% of the population, according to payments and lending club statistics, 61% that make over $100,000 a year is broke, living paycheck to paycheck? Is this really a surprise? Come on, guys. It's not a surprise. What is a surprise is somebody coming out of the matrix and going, you know what? I caught you early. I'm only 18. I'm only 20. I'm only 25. I'm only 30. You know what? It's time for me to make a change. It's time for me to cut back, get rid of this debt, the Dave Ramsey way. Okay, I'm going to give him props for that. Dave Ramsey way. Got to get rid of that debt. And then all of a sudden you're using what you don't have to pay toward debt and you're buying assets the top 10%ers buy. Equities, ladies and gentlemen, stocks that pay you. Come on. You can earn money while you sleep with dividend investing. You can make money while you sleep with index fund investing. You can make money while you sleep with ETF investing. You can make money while you sleep with mutual fund investing. You should be excited. There is a playbook that you don't have to follow. You don't have to be in the matrix. You can create your own matrix once you realize this. All right, here we go. George's Charles says, hey, money people. That's right, money people. You are here. He's here. Everybody in the house is here. And oh, by the way, if you came here late, by the way, on Monday, we're going to have Nestor Leftfield here, pre-construction real estate in Punta, Cana, Dominican Republic. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, I have plenty of videos here. They are breaking records. Their all-time tourist records have been broken this year every month. What does that mean? They have a vision for the next 5 to 10 years there. They're going to be breaking records, and you need to have real estate or a business or something there. Right now, there's a lot of jungle, a lot of acreage available. You need to put your business right smack dab in a place that's going to have a lot of visitors and tourists over the next 10 years so you can grow with them and therefore get your position in early. How is that for getting out of the matrix? But let's get into a little bit more of this. Hey, money people, George's Charles, he says, yep, no matter how much you make on the job income is paycheck to paycheck. Exactly. He's exactly right. I like his analogy and what he's referring to there. Victor Morrell says, Eric, I am looking at options trading. Oh, my. Specifically, the selling put option strategy. That's passive income on steroids if you can master the same strategy over and over. Have you done options? No, I don't mess around with options simply because I don't understand them. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that I go by statistics. You guys know I'm a big fan of statistics. So here's one of, let me see if it actually comes up. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google it right here. This is why I don't mess around. First of all, I tried to learn. And yes, it might appear to be easy to learn. But here's what I know. And this is just like when I used to play poker. You ask a guy, hey, man, How did you win? How's it go? You don't usually ask if you win or lose. It's like, how did it go? Just like a gambler. I shouldn't use poker players. I'll use gamblers as are in Las Vegas. And everybody who's been to Vegas, when you leave on your flight, generally one of the stewardess or a flight attendant, they'll ask, hey, everybody, who won in Vegas? And like more than half the people usually are like, I won. Okay, stop. That's not how they're building all the towers and all the streets and all the tourist attractions. All right. If everybody was winning, if there was a large percentage of people winning, and I can tell you one other thing, you don't even have a snow chance in hell winning over the long run, because all the games are generally less than 2-3% chance of winning. And in most of them, they're under 1%. So therefore, you can only have an advantage of a few percentage points every time you play whatever game you're playing. There's only one game, actually, Baccarat, that actually has a different way that you can play it that has a higher percentage, but that's a whole nother game that we'll talk about later. But the Matrix keeps you insolvent, because while you're growing up systemically getting that entitlement clause in your brain, they're also telling you, make sure you get that house. Make sure you get that car, because that shows success. Make sure you go to school. And you know what we're going to do with school? We're going to raise how much tuition costs, because then we're going to give you a loan. So then when you come out, you're going to have some sort of loan for the majority of college graduates, not all. But now you're already doing paycheck to paycheck before you even got a check, putting you under pressure to accept potentially a job that comes available that may not be what you're really worth, but you're sitting there going, man, look, I was in school. I got this little starter credit card pack. I went over here and listened to them, and I charged up my school. They tell me I have like 6 months to start my payout. My credit's going to be bad. I won't be able to live anywhere if if my credit's bad. Then I better take this job that they're going to offer me $50,000 a year, but my degrees really should be $100,000. But now you're in the Matrix. So you're starting off. This is by design, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's by design. And oh, by the way, I can't forget what we were going to talk about here. Let me pull this up. The traders from Victor Marrero. This is the thing here, Victor Marrero. Once you understand, and I understand this, I don't really care about the trading. You can do your trading. I have friends that do trading. But my thing has always been, why does these trader places ask you to pay them money? That's my first thing. Again, you guys know how I feel about it. If somebody's asking you to pay money, I already look at them sideways. So most of these little trader places say, send us money. We'll show you how to trade. You can study underneath this. Use a paper account. And then once you get that paper account, you can come into our thing, but it's going to cost you money. And we'll give you the trades you can do. We'll give you signals. We'll do all this stuff. But here's the thing. As many as 90% of traders are estimated to lose money in the markets. This can be an even higher failure rate if you look at day traders, Forex traders, or option traders. This is exactly why I'll just take the 1% a month, 12% annually. I'll take the 1.2%, 1.3% return every month. That's what I'll take while I sleep. I don't need to be up doing no trading early in the morning or late evening, nothing. I don't have to worry about China opening. I don't have to worry about Japan. I don't have to worry about Europe opening. No, I'm good. That's just me. But there are people that do trade. But I just want to let you know the statistics. And quite frankly, I used to have someone on here that was doing day trading, and he kept saying, oh, I win all the time. So I was like, I'm like, I want to see this because I know the numbers. And I said, why don't you make a video, show people how you're doing a trade, do the video live and record it. And then I'll even play the video. And we'll see how this tracks for the week. Because all this winning stuff, the numbers don't say that for most people. So I just wanted to point this out. This is why I don't mess around with that type of thing. And I never could understand it personally, even though my friends would go, Eric, you understand, you're a money guy, you're a percentage statistic guy. You understand all this, you can do it. I'm like, I can't do it, man. I can't wrap my head around it. For whatever reason, I have this block. So that's very interesting. So I just had to bring that up. Yep, no matter the job. Okay, Victor Morero says, Eric, I'm looking. Oh, I missed some things. All right, we already went to that. Preach, Eric. Paycheck to paycheck is if I start working a job, I don't get paid. It's not guaranteed. Exactly. We don't want you in that realm, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I started the channel, because I didn't want people living paycheck to paycheck. We're giving you tools to make sure you don't have to do that. But those tools are going to require you to do something. You're going to have to stop being in the matrix. You're going to have to stop thinking like, hey, I have to be like the Joneses. Why can't I just wear overalls and jeans, t-shirts, and go on about my business? Why do I have to have some Nike shoes or Adidas shoes or these particular dress shoes? Or why do I have to wear this particular style? Or once you free your mind up and you be your own person, which is very hard, because as human beings and any animal, you always want to be involved with a group of like-minded group of people. So it's very hard to be independent. But because you can't be independent, it's also the reason why the system is in place and it's working. All right. Victor Morel at George's. However, you're doing the right thing. Acquiring assets, passive income will follow. That's how we do it, Victor Morel. Victor Morel knows he's been doing it for years, ladies and gentlemen. He's thinking about retirement. But Victor Morel actually has assets in place himself. He doesn't even have to do anything. He already has things in place that he's done over the course of his life. He's going to retire here at the end of the year. He's going to be doing, I hope he does, that drone footage by traveling around and then posting it up on YouTube, because a lot of people have never left their own city or state in America, and vice versa. Overseas, people aren't leaving their city, state, province, or country as well. So this is why the voyeur of where people go and stay is an actual thing. I wish I would have kept recordings of everything I did over the last 20, 30 years. I didn't even think about there would be this social media frenzy where you go all over and show people just videos of stuff. I never knew that was a thing. It's crazy. Very funny. All right, here we are. You see it on the screen. You guys already know about this already. There's millennials out here, the younger generation. 73%, ladies and gentlemen, are living paycheck to paycheck. 73%. This is from Lending Club as well, because they have the stats. They have people applying, right? But a growing share of Gen Z are struggling financially. Yes, they are in that 61% to 50% category. Again, does this sound like there's a problem? I'm hoping you understand there is a problem. You're not immune. You're not going to be able to escape, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the reality of the situation. Somebody might right now about be saying, Eric, you've been on this for like 30, 40 minutes. Eric, how is this going to help me? You always come with some help. Well, unfortunately, the system is in place. And yes, there's help. But guess what? Part of your paycheck, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, part of your paycheck is going to be needed. You're going to have to pay yourself. I don't care. Like I was on the call on the live stream with George's Charles. He said something about FSLEX is a $25 stock. FSLEX, I believe that's it. It is. It's like $23. It's a tech ETF mutual fund. I haven't looked into it, but it's gained 62% year to date. You could have put in $50 a month, $50 every paycheck, $50 every week. It will grow, ladies and gentlemen, over time. If you're getting that type of return, it doesn't have to be 60% year to date that the price went up. It could just simply be that it goes up 10% a year, 12% a year. But you're putting in that $50, that $25, that $100 every time that you get a paycheck. That's what you're putting in. It will add up so fast. And I'm not just referring to FSLEX. I'm referring to other index funds, stocks like VOO, for instance, VTI. Those are Vanguard ETFs. Okay. I'm talking about that in the stock realm, in the ETF realm, you need a brokerage account. Okay. Now, he was talking about Fidelity, which I have no problem with that. Opening up a 401k, no problem with that either. A Roth 401k. You get the tax write-off about $6,500 of it, unless you're 50 years old or older. Then you get to write off $7,500 annually against your income coming in that you're living paycheck to paycheck on. So now not only are you paying yourself, look at it this way. Your tax burden is reduced as well. That's a win-win. So you're paying yourself. Let's just say you did $100 every time you got a paycheck. Most people have it. That's $200 a month. At the end of the year, you have $2,400 in there. You have a tax that you're going to do with the IRS. You get to use that $2,400 because you can use up to $6,500, but you get to use part of that to get a lower tax amount, which means the tax that was taken out of your paycheck, you're going to have a refund coming back. And what are we going to do with that refund, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to dump it into an asset that pays you while you're sleeping. All right. Don't let me get excited now. All right. So just letting you guys know, this is what we're doing here. This gets you out of the matrix. And it's not going to get you out of the matrix 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. It might take 10 years, might take 15. But the fact of the matter is, are you seriously going to consider being 20 years old and you're seriously going to go, I'm going to take a job and I'm going to work till I'm 60? Is that really your option? When you can actually get something done in half the time by simply starting early. And unfortunately, being 20 years old, 22, 23, you're not going to start early because you're just starting and you're making your way, living paycheck to paycheck. But what if you were just able to do just $100 every paycheck? That's it for 15 years. And that was earning 10, 12, 15, maybe more percent annually. You're going to have more money than you thought you would. And that money is going to be working to make you more money because you're not going to withdraw any of those profits. You're going to tell it, because you're going to get dividend funds. You're going to tell it to just reinvest. You're not going to care about withdrawing. But now you're building up something. It's an asset because you can borrow against that asset. That's right. The money that you have in there could be borrowed against. You can also use it. And thanks to Illinois, who's one of the financial advisors on George's, you can also use part of that 401k money for a down payment for that liability. But we're not going to use it for a liability here in the SSN Nation. You're going to take that money and use it to buy an asset that pays you. That's what you're going to do if you're going to take your money out. All right. So hopefully this is getting you out of the matrix, ladies and gentlemen, living that paycheck to paycheck. You want to know why else you're living paycheck to paycheck? What can you do about it? Yes, Victor, just saying, job income. Another reason from Yahweh J. This is it exactly. Another reason people live paycheck because the cost of living has not increased in proportion to the salaries. That's correct. That's exactly correct, Yahweh J. Let's get into the matrix once again. Remember, I was saying something of this sort earlier. You rent everything, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. They have you bamboozled. You're out here thinking, oh, I bought this house. I own it. I bought this car. I own it. You're sitting there like, I bought whatever you buy. You think you own it. This is hilarious. When you really think about it, I'm going to set this up for you. All right. I bought a house for cash, let's say. And you're happy. You're like, I bought it for cash, the Dame Ramsey way. I own it. And I tell you this. I say, okay, if you own it, tell me something then. You don't have no house bills ever from this point on, right? And you're going to say, of course not, Eric. I'm in the matrix. I don't mind paying property tax. Wait. What happens if you don't pay property tax? I'm going to have a tax lien. What happens if you don't pay your tax lien? They could put it up for sale. That's right. You're still renting. And when you're paying that insurance for your house, you're still renting. You're still renting. Oh, and by the way, when the roof needs repair, you're still renting. When the AC unit goes out after 15 years, you're still renting. You're still paying. And you're in the matrix. So what do? We say, go get those assets that pay us. So then our assets are going to pay for all of this that I just described when I own a house. So is a house a liability or is it an asset? I say it's a liability. Now, again, you're renting it forever. It does not stop. You're always going to owe property tax. You're always going to have to pay insurance, regardless of what the insurance bill is and regardless of what the assessor's office says that you're going to pay for tax. Sure, you can go down to the office and say, hey, man, you told me my tax now is $20,000 a year, but I used to only pay $8,000. They say, yeah, but see, the housing prices went up because, see, your friends, they decided to buy homes at a higher price than you. So all of you get to pay more money. See, ladies and gentlemen, you're in the matrix. So reverse the matrix and you say, I need to go out here and get me a multifamily home, a duplex, a fourplex, a threeplex. I need to start my business, which actually could be an asset for you, but you're going to have to work hard. And then when you have that money coming in, that's what's paying for your home and assets where you live. That turns into an asset because now your home is appreciating in value without you paying for it. Now, again, a lot of people don't like this subject matter because why are you living paycheck to paycheck? You tell me. Yahweh J just said the cost of living goes up. He's exactly right. You're in the matrix. You can't escape. Just because sales tax was 6% 5 years ago. Oh no, it costs more to employ firemen, sheriffs, repair schools, roads. It costs more now. We need more money. We have to raise the sales tax. You're in the matrix. So you're in your head thinking that little raise that they're charging another percentage point, no biggie. It's only a little percentage point until you realize you just spent maybe tens of thousands of dollars that year annually within your city, state. And then you don't realize that you paid thousands of dollars on that sales tax. That's out of thin air. But okay, it's good for our neighborhood. It keeps things in order, so to speak. Then you're not thinking of other factors, like Yahweh J was saying. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't get an increase of $6, 6% to 7%, ladies and gentlemen. You're calling it 1%. But us investors, we call it 13%. Why do we call it that? Because we just went up 1 percentage point, yes. But 6% and going to 7% is 13%. So you're actually paying 13% more, but you don't look at it that way. Just like people don't look at, I have a job, I have to be to work at 8, but I got up at 6:30 to get ready. That 6:30 to 8 before you show up at work, you're not getting paid. When you get off work, you're in traffic. It takes you 45 an hour to get home. That hour that it took you to get home, you're not getting paid, but your time is gone. And your time is worth how much? Is it worth what you're getting on your paycheck? What if I told you your time is worth a lot more, but you're in the matrix? You don't think it's worth a lot more. You're thinking it's based on other people. You're thinking The guys that make all the money, they're the millionaires. They're the well-known people. They're the actors. They're the musicians. They're this and that and the other. You already have a preconceived notion how much you're worth. You're worth $35 an hour because that's what you get paid. And nobody's going to listen to me. I'm no superstar. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a superstar. You got out of work every freaking day. You're out there hustling. You're out there busting your behind. You are a superstar, but in the Matrix, you're just an ordinary citizen. But actually, you're much better than what you think you are. You can do anything you want to do. It's just that once you stay in the Matrix, you're in your zone. This is what they taught you from ground zero. So again, this is more motivational tonight. But all I'm saying is this. Stop thinking that you're in the Matrix. You're not. You can make anything happen that you want, but it's going to have that paycheck to paycheck. Let's say what everybody does say. We were talking about this on Georgia. What everybody else was saying, right? What happens when somebody says, I need more money? You get that thing, get a second job. Okay, get a second job. Now you have two jobs that are going to be paycheck to paycheck, unless you start thinking smarter, not harder, and you go, I'm getting a second job because every bit of money I make on that second job, I'm actually going to invest into something that's going to turn money to me. The money I give out, I want that coming back permanently. I don't want any money going out where I now have to go back to work and get more so I can pay liabilities. We don't want that. Now, if we would have been taught that from ground zero, everybody by the time they were 18 and K to 12, even though they don't teach it in school, you would have been reading all the information. How do these guys buy this multifamily property when most people don't have $6 million sitting around? Then you start doing it backwards. You're like, wait, how did he buy this $6 million condo? Then you find out, oh, wait, he had to put down 20%. Well, wait a minute, 20% is 1.2. Whose family has 1.2 million? Then you're like, wait a minute, where is he getting this 1.2? Then you find out there's investors who will give you the 1.2. And you got to pay the investors an ungodly amount of money, like maybe $100,000 annually because you borrowed that 1.2. But that asset that you're buying pays you $600,000 a year in profits. Then you realize, oh, wait a minute now, this is going to be too hard because how am I going to get this loan? Because I don't have the 1.2. I go there, and again, you have a stop sign in front of you. You're like, I can get maybe somebody that might have 1.2 because there's an investor and I'm looking around, I can find them. But now where am I going to get somebody to give me that? Are they going to give me a loan? They're going to say, Eric, you don't qualify. You don't make enough money. Your credit's not really that great. So now what happens? So that throws out the 1.2. So now most people are like, well, hell, I don't know anybody that's going to give me $6 million. So what the hell am I going to do now? Well, want to know a little something? I'm going to give you guys something right now. Here we go. Victor Marrero, selling option strategy will be the safest in comparison to selling options. My plan is to go easy first. You just have to set the right price. I'll let you know in a few months how it goes. Victor Marrero, yes, I do want to know about that because of the history statistically. Little family, welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. He says living paycheck is awful. You got that right. But again, don't fret. I know some people right now, like he says, is awful. And there's a lot of people that do not realize that they're not the only ones. This is an epidemic out here. All right. So I'm going to put this back on the screen because this is more detrimental to our society than people realize. If you have 73% of millennials, let's just put it this way. There's, I believe, in the 30 to 35 million, I believe, is millennials. Somebody better start explaining if you also have 30 to 35 million baby boomers who receive Social Security. Where do you think the Ponzi scheme Social Security money comes from? It has to come from the other 70% that are still working. So when they raise the taxes on you, federal taxes, state taxes on you, That's siphoning off your money. That also is siphoning off money that goes into the Social Security fund, which is your money allegedly too, right? Who's working for it now. But actually, it's money that they're going to have to pay out later because baby boomers are living longer. And if you have less people working, that means there's going to be a shortfall on the other side. So what does a country do? Well, maybe you do what France does. Instead of being 62, we raise it to 64. Okay, everybody in America goes 64. Wow, wish we could do that because everybody right now is 67. What do you do if you're in America? You say, no worries, man. The average age that people live in the United States is 77 for men, 79 for women, but we're going to give you your Social Security when you're 70 years old. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to work 40 years, retire at 70, get your Social Security. But luckily, you were buying assets along the way. You weren't relying on Social Security. So now you have money coming in because you bought that duplex, you bought that threeplex, you bought that multifamily. And now I'm going to get back to the story at hand when we said, hey, we don't have anybody that has $6 million. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to give you a little playbook. Willie, who's been on here, I'm going to tell you something that he has done. He said he was watching me for years. I would come to him, say, Will, this is what I'm going to be doing. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. Will said, I'm going to go. Eric, I understand. Even though you do whatever you want, go wherever you want to go. Nah, these guys that sell these courses, they're having a webinar, or at the time, they're having this seminar that down at the hotel. I'm like, Will, they need your money. I'm like, they need your money. I'm going to this real estate seminar. You guys know, going to the real estate seminar. And as soon as you get there, they're going to give you some little tidbits of stuff that you can pick up on the street, but you don't know it yet that it's picked up on the street because you're not into real estate. You just hear that, oh, you can make money while you sleep. You don't have to do anything, whatever. He gets there. And of course, they tell him all this good stuff. But in order for you to learn more, $2,500, $5,000 in the back of the room. Come sign up for our courses. We'll do it hands-on with you. Right? So Will does this for, he's into it, just like people are into it now, for years. I'm sitting here buying real estate. In fact, I even have Will go with me to landauction.com, which is only 23, 24. Yeah, that's a long time. 25 years ago. I'm at Land Auction. I bring Will with me. I said, Will, come here, man. You got to see this. Will's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I said, Will, look, I actually buy 1, 2, or 3 properties while I'm there, stick my paddle up. And he's like, wow, you just bought this lot for like $3,000. You just bought this acreage for like $2,500. And I said, yeah, the best part, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. And by the way, I'm only going to give them 10% down. I think it was at the time, $300, $350, or I think it was a minimum of $1,000 actually, minimum of $1,000 down. And then if it was under 10 grand, something like that. But anyhow, that's not the point. The point is he saw me buying stuff. He also, I bring him over. I say, Will, look, this is what I do. I go to eBay. I put it on eBay. Look at this, man. Here's some of my things that I sold. He's like, wait a minute. You bought that for $3,000. You sold it for 15. Wait, we were just at the auction last week. They've already sent the money to your PayPal account. I said, yeah, it's already in my PayPal account. So I show him my PayPal account. He's sitting there like, this is too easy. I said, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's only easy because you're seeing the thing, but there's a process. You got to go check it out. You got to go make sure you know what you're buying. You got to know the value. So you have to go look up and see what things are selling for. So you know what you're buying has that value. The people that didn't go and check it out, they don't know the value. So that's why I'm able to pick it up for $3,000. And I said, notice I bought it last week, already sold now. I have the money in my account, but back then they used to hold money for like 3 days or whatever. And then I'm before they even send the contract up to me to sign the deed and do all this premature stuff, I'm already sending them the $3,000, $3,500, $4,000, the $5,000, the $6,000. These guys are like, wait a minute, who is this guy? In 30 days, I've already paid off my stuff. Will's right there with me. He sees it. I show him. We go to the auction. What does he still do? I'm going to this seminar down in Phoenix, Eric. This guy says he's doing multifamily. I've already checked him out when he came to SAC, but I'm flying down to Phoenix. This guy says if I have a deal for him, he'll buy the deal. I said, Will, this is all smoke and mirrors. He's not buying the deal. He's taking that $5,000, $2,500 plus the upgrades when people say, well, come with us on a bus and we'll show you how we do this in person, and you pay him an extra 10. And that's where he gets his money from. It's not real estate. Real estate, it takes time. He's getting a room full of people, 100 people go back there and average give him $5,000. You can start doing numbers. I mean, this isn't hard. He's doing like $500,000, $500,000. He doesn't have to do anything. So why is he going to actually do deals? So I'm going to give you guys a story. This is a long one. All right. The end of the story. And by the way, this right here, FSLE, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, E as in Eric, L as in Larry, X as in X-ray for everybody on podcast. Make sure you smash this like button. That is the Semiconductor Mutual Fund from Fidelity. And most of you will know 2 to 3 years ago, we were saying you better buy some of these semiconductor companies then, because we knew there's always going to be a shortage. And we also know that more EVs are coming, more electronics are coming. We know you're going to need chips for life. All right. So now let's get back to the story at hand, ladies and gentlemen. So now Will goes and says, Eric, check it out, man. He's going to actually fund projects at this thing in Phoenix. I think it was Phoenix. So I said, Will, hold on, man. I'm going to prove something to you, because I don't really like to be in multifamily that much, but I knew a little few things in multifamily. LoopNet's out. I go to LoopNet. There's something in Texas. I can't remember exactly where. I think it was Houston. It probably was Houston. There was a complex, mega complex. It was something like 300 apartment units, maybe even 400. I can't remember the exact number. I probably have paperwork on it. Maybe I'll show you guys one day, because we actually put this together. So I put a package together for him. I said, Will, check this out. I said, you know how I am. I like 20 caps. Well, 20 caps unheard of, right? But at the time, it's in Texas, and it's a mega project. But it's one of those pseudo fixer-uppers, but management's in place. Occupancy is like 77%. The city of Houston at the time had an 89% occupancy rate for multifamily properties. So therefore, we had like a 10 to 12% upside. And the reason why the rents, they didn't have the 89 or close to 89% occupancy, was because when you drove in the place, their concrete was messed up. The owner wasn't fixing up the concrete. You drive in the place, it didn't look nice. It looked like a freaking desert. So they had these little things that all you had to do was just do a little fix up. And we're talking negligible, like not 100, but a 500 grand. And the guy was selling it for like 2.3 or something. The place made, so if it was 2.3, it does a 20 cap, 20% profit. That means it made $460,000 a year in profit. So the guy says he's a big time guy. He's still around to this day. He's bragging to these people. I'll give a deal. I'll do this deal. I'll do that deal. You guys, I have funding. I said, Will, here you go, man. And Will's like, oh my God, this is actually for sale. I said, yeah, you can call up the realtor right now. I already told him what I said we have it locked up. Back then, we used letters of intent. So we used an LOI when I sent it in with stipulations. So that's all we sent in at that time. The guy says, okay, if you guys can come through, I'll do it. I said, will. So it's locked up. Nobody else can get it. Go down to the Phoenix thing, show this guy all this stuff. Will gets down there and he gets up there. He's all happy. He thinks he's got something. He's believing this guru. He gets up on stage. He's like showing it. They show it on a projector, them things you put on the screen, and it shows on the screen for everybody in the room. He's all happy because he knows it's straight legit. Tax returns. It's the whole nine. What do you think that guru said? Will, I'm sorry. This deal just won't work. Will calls me up, says, Eric, he says it won't work, man. I can't believe this. I've been traveling around. This guy says that he would fund deals. I said, Will, what do you mean? He doesn't want like part of that $460,000? What's the problem? He's talking. He's like, man, I can't believe this. It broke his heart when another guy comes up and the guy has a simple like duplex. Will have to tell you the story because I can't remember. I was like in my head, like, oh my God, man, it's devastating. I'm like, damn, he had to learn. So now it's either guy had a single family home or a duplex or whatever. And the thing was like 75 grand or 85 grand. And the guru goes, I'm going to do a deal with this guy. We're going to buy this project. And this guy, and Will's sitting there looking like, wait, 460,000 profit for $2.3 million mega project versus something that's only going to make like 10 grand. Are you serious? Will's telling me, I'm like, Will, I tried to tell you, it's all smoke and mirrors. He makes his money from actually the course. That's where he gets the numbers. He doesn't give a damn about all this. It's all smoke and mirrors. You know what Will did, ladies and gentlemen? Because he was living paycheck to paycheck. He says, you know what, Eric, you know all these people that are buying these properties, it's on the recorders list. I said, exactly. So all these guys that are buying these projects for $6 million, $3 million, $2 million, they're on the recorded deed. They're LLCs. They're hedge funds. They're millionaires. They're people that have money sitting around. I said, exactly. You need to contact them. He's like, what do you mean? I said, write them. Will took out a list. He started writing down all these people's addresses. Addresses, not emails, addresses. He starts getting packages together. He sends the packages to these investors that have bought millions of dollars worth of property. Bingo. All of a sudden, he starts getting calls from these rich people saying, hey, you can give me 10%, 12%, 14% return on my money. I want in. There's your playbook, ladies and gentlemen. Zero money. You too, right now, can just go look under the recorder's office and go look for multifamily, commercial, whoever's buying any of that. You can have their address on the recorder documents. You can contact them too. I know it was a long story. I know it's 2 hours later, but for all you all that were here, guess what? You got a playbook. You can do this with zero money out of pocket. All you have to do is send a letter. And you also got to have some property or projects that you can direct them to if they do say, hey, I have something, or have an idea of a project and send it to them and say, hey, I know you make these investments. Why don't you, what do you think about this? Would you like to put down some money and it makes enough money for me to borrow from you? Think of 10 to 15%. But that's why I always try to get 20%ers, because that way, if you do big enough project, there's enough revenue or profit, shall I say, profit coming in, then you'll be able to pay them back. They have no issues. And long as you can show them that it makes it the profit and the price is right, you win. You will find somebody. It may take you one letter. It may take you 50. It may take you 100. But that's the price you're going to pay if you want that multifamily money coming in, right? If you want those hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in, that's what you're going to do, right? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, still works even to this day. So the other part to this equation, some of you out here right now might be going, Eric, man, you know what? I have a project. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I am looking around. I heard about something similar like this before. I don't have the funding. Okay, well, I can't fund it for you, but we have friends that can, if that's what you want to do. Because remember, you might find 10 of these multifamily projects, but only 1 or 2 out of that 10 would you be able to get funded, because the numbers have to be right when you owe somebody 10, 11, 12, 13% of whatever you borrow. That's significant. When you start talking about millions, 3 million, 360,000, generally that's not going to work, because if you're going to buy it for 3 million, that means it's only making $300,000 to $350,000 profit. So that's why you're going to have to go with the other tier, where you say, okay, I'm going to buy the one that hasn't had rehab for 7 years. How much is it going to cost me to rehab it? Okay, $1 million. But you can buy that same thing. Instead of paying 3 million, somebody says, give me 1.8 because it needs rehab. It needs this, that, and the other. Well, you only owe the guy 180,000 now annually, right? The profit's still coming in at 350, 360. You got $15,000 per month coming in. What should you do with that $15,000 a month? Because we don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. You better be reinvesting it into your property. Not all of it, most of it. Getting that rehab work done, because now that's going to increase the value of your property, because once you get that rehab done, now you raise the rent $10, $15, $25 a month. Now, all of a sudden, depending on the percentage, you can have an extra 10% coming in. Now, instead of you getting $360,000, you're now getting close to $400,000 profit. And now your property is worth an extra $1 million. All right. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're working on some projects right now, just so you know. All right. Eric is right. Have your money working for you. Thank you so much, Georges Charles. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of people don't like talking about, oh, why are you living paycheck to paycheck? But here we go. Victor Marrero, here are other options for dividend investing, tickers and yields. TSLY. Oh, I haven't heard about that one in a long time. TSLY, 56%. Wow. Clip, KLIP. I'm not familiar with Clip. 53%. ORC, 38%. Wow. That is awesome. USOI, I love that, 34%. Oh, IEP, oh yeah, that Carl Icahn fund, I love that. And ARR, 18%. Very, very well, Victor Marrero. For everybody on podcast who watches this, don't forget Monday night, we have on Nestor Left Field, real estate investing, Punta Cana, downtown, Dominican Republic style. He'll be here, 8:50 p.m., Don't miss it. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry for you to get into real estate. And how about owner financing? Developer financing. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be talking about all of that on Monday night. Don't miss it. 8:50 p.m. with Nestor Left Field and myself and hopefully you. All right, there we go. Thank you so much for that. Now, everybody on podcast, this is from Victor Marrero. Tickers and yields. T as in Tom, S as in Sam, L as in Larry, Y. Check them out. Clip with a K. K as in Kevin, L as in Libra, I as in India, P as in Paul. Next one, ORC. O as in Oscar, A as in Apple, R as in Robert, K as in Kevin. USOI. I love the oil. U is self-explanatory. S is in Sam, O is in Oscar, I is in India. And then one of my favorites, as long as they keep paying dividends, this is right, 30% return is crazy. You got to stay on top of these though, because they can end their dividends whenever their stock prices decrease. This is something that you want to pay attention to. I is in India, E is in Eric, P is in Paul, 30%. ARR is a real estate investment trust. That's A is in Apple, R is in Robert, 18% return. Ladies and gentlemen, that puts your yield right now, all the money you put into these right now, this is the type of returns that you can get for a long time, as long as they pay dividends. But make sure you have alerts, because they could drop these at any time. At George's Charles, there's another beauty. The performance is incredible. 1 year, 29.5. 3 years, 32. 5 years, 24. 10 years, 25. That's the what was that? FSELX. Expense ratio is higher, but with this performance, who cares? Exactly, Victor Morero. We're not going to care about 1%, right? 1.3% when we're getting 29.5%. No, we're not going to complain. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully I brought something to you tonight. Why are you living paycheck to paycheck? How many of you saw the notification and received? How many of you received a notification and saw the trailer? So some of you saw the trailer. So I know that. So let me see. What am I going to play? We're going to go with this one right here, because it's SSN Lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new website coming out starting in the first week of July. Stay tuned for that. Some new things happening, new product.
Come on, come on.
You make the money. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're limited. So therefore, while you're living paycheck to paycheck, start rearranging your money, putting it into assets. All right. That's one of the things. Okay. Eric, did you receive the email I sent you the night Larimar was on? No, I did not, Jawway J. I did not. No, I don't think so. Let me see what's going on here. Jawway J, you know, he was out there. Do you mean the night? Wait. Oh, the night we had no, I didn't see it. Hold on a second. Wait. Let me okay, what's happening here? Was that like 2 weeks ago? Okay. Is it about financing? Let's see. Oh, it's about financing. Okay. Yeah, actually, I meant to address this. Thank you for mentioning this. You can talk about it, Jawway J. Yeah, Jawway J is on that journey right now to do some investments. And he ran into a problem where the banks and representatives are acting willy-nilly. What I mean by willy-nilly, yes, I did receive it. Now that I remember, I did receive it. And I forgot to bring this up. He was saying, I'm not reading it right now, but I remember he was saying that the people at not one bank, but two banks, somebody goes on vacation, they act like they don't even know nothing about all the documents, everything he sent in. He's going through like another month of people going to the bank and thinking they're going to be all fine, getting for his bill. And the next day, like, hey, we have a person went on vacation. And then they're asking him, hey, where's your paperwork? And he's like, wait, I sent it in to that person like 2-3 weeks back. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what I remember. And that's incredible. That is incredible. That should not be happening. But we're going to have to get this all sorted out right now. Not now, but in the next coming weeks, I'm going to have this all sorted out because we're going to have the go-to, right? We can't have this willy-nilly stuff because they allow you generally 60 days from delivery to make payment. So this is something that's a problem. And I'm bringing this up again because remember that paycheck to paycheck for Americans. Remember from Lending Club and PYMTS, in April, it was 61% based on their numbers. Here goes the second one from CNBC, also from the month of April, using a CNBC survey, 58%. So again, ladies and gentlemen, don't act like 6 out of 10 people aren't living paycheck to paycheck, because that's what it is. Here's the problem, though. 60% is 180 million, right? Of 350, let's call it. So that means that you still have another 100, 200 almost, about another 180 million, a little more. But that means you have like 200 million, let's say, that don't live paycheck to paycheck. All right. So there's still plenty of money for people to buy assets, make investments that earn you money. It's that we got to get to stop struggling now. If you are struggling the paycheck to paycheck, we got to get you out of that realm. We have to get you into some other realm. All right. So let me see what Yahweh J is going to say. Okay. Professor Auntie Val, thank you so much for being here. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, she is the creator. The family business has started. Beachfront Java. Go get your 15% off using our link here. Make sure you get this. Expires July 3rd. 15% off is automatic. Thank you so much again, Professor Auntie Val. Premium blend beans and dry and ground. Dry ground, drip ground, and fine ground. K cups for your Keurig and more. From exotic premium blends, Honduras, Peruvian, Indonesian, African. That's right. Different blends. Go check it out. 1 pound, 5 pounds, half pounds, 3 pounds. Comes in all different sizes and flavors. So go check her out and get that 15% off and show some love for our own Professor Auntie Val. She's helped us over the years. So all we got to do is show a little love, show a little help. $19.95 is what it starts at, minus 15% for some of that drip ground. If you want some of those whole beans, then hey, it's $24, $26, $27, $28, but you get 15% off and free shipping. All right. So let me know. Yahweh J, if you want to discuss this, yes, I see it. I'm thinking it's the one about the financing. At least I'm hoping that's the one. Let me know. All right. Let me know if that's the one you're referring to. Okay. So again, make sure you have your live chat on if you want that 15% off for coffee. Coffee is one of those great businesses that you should consider being in, along with liquor and things like that, because the whole world consumes this. The whole world. And it doesn't cost that much per cup unless you want to be fancy and go to Starbucks, right? Everywhere else, it's not really like $9, $10, you know? So we will see. That's correct, Eric. Okay, so yeah, that's what I remember about it. So I did get it. I did mean to, I'm going to be addressing this because we're going to have a situation that's going to end up being, we have 30, 40 people who in the next, probably the next 6 months to 2 years out, there's going to be at least 50 people here in the SSN Nation that may need funding, financing, at least. So we're going to have to go. In fact, I might be going over there just to do some scavenger hunting, looking around to get a couple of banks on board. So then we have a go-to person that can expedite these things instead of this. We're walking in, having a rep, this, that, and the other. I think we're going to have some, insider stuff going on. So if somebody can help me with that, hey, please contact me at support@stopstrugglingnow.com. If not, I'll be going to the DR. I'll handle it myself. We'll go there. We'll get some representatives. I'll talk to a few people and get these guys all like streamlined because we have a deadline. We need this stuff done. How soon can you do it? If you say you can do it with all information in 30 days, then we're going to need to know what that information is. So that way everybody has a checklist. So that way, day one, when they get their thing, delivery, or when they say come in for an inspection or whatever they say, we want to make sure we have that lined up. We're going to need the assessors lined up in case the banks use their own assessor, which is fine. But in case they don't, we need to have that lined up, right? Got to have them guys lined up. So we want to make sure we're going to make this happen, right? We don't want anybody left out here in the cold because right now, Jaway J is going through some of this crazy. Jaway J, do you have, I don't know if you used a lawyer or not. If you use Johan, then please go check out contact Johan, ask him if he knows somebody that can expedite. And on Monday, we're going to have Nestor Leftfield here. So we'll be racking his brain about it, and I'll start working on this as well. Okay? So hopefully that helps out, ladies and gentlemen. Now, why are you living paycheck to paycheck? Because you're in the matrix. You're not realizing how much money you're actually paying out because you dismiss it, because you are buying groceries, because you are putting gas in your gas tank. Those are just dismissed liabilities. You may have a car payment, which turns into I need the car to go to work, which turns into a dismissed liability. But what if you sold your car and bought a car that was $5,000 and it still gets you from A to B, but it might be 15 years old. It might be 10 years old. So here's what I used to tell my friends, and I'm going to tell my friends here. My friends would go, hey, Eric, how come you don't buy a new car? And then I would start breaking it down economically. I'd start saying, okay, how much is a new car? $15,000. Payment's going to be $300 a month. But I can buy a car that runs for $1,500. Oh, by the way, I can buy a car for less than that because I'm going to go down here to an auction because they have used cars that they auction off and you get to go check it out. You can bring your mechanic with you the day before, make sure it works. We have the electronic thing that used to cost like $5,000. So my friends would come and they'd test it out, be like, oh yeah, man, no codes. This is working fine. As long as we can run it. And yeah, we running it. Comes up for auction. Go buy it for $500, $700, $800. So this is how I used to get cars. They're older. But then I tell my friends, but see, here's the thing. You just bought a car for $15,000. You're paying $300 per month. Oh, by the way, you're not paying $300 a month because you have insurance on the car. So there goes $400 per month. I said, think of it this way. While you're paying $400 a month, I just paid $800 to buy this car. I could easily spend $400 a month to upkeep the car, but I don't have to. So I get to spend my $400 a month to go buy assets. You have to spend your $400 to go buy something that you're going to be paying on for the next 5 years. I said, mine is done. And by the way, even if I use your money, it takes me 2 months that I've just paid for, that you paid for. Mine is free and clear after your 2 months payment. Isn't that much nicer? Now you can spend that $400 on assets. That's the mindset that you should be thinking of. And I have to say, F what people think, because sure, it could be embarrassing. You might not have the newest car, might not look the best, whatever, but does it get you from point A to point B? That's the problem, because you're sitting there when your mindset and you're like, I don't want to look bad. I don't want to look whatever. Like I said, my daughters, when they're growing up, they used to be embarrassed to bring their boyfriend or male friend over because I had an older car. This is hilarious, right? This is so funny. Meanwhile, the older car that she doesn't realize, yes, it's an older car, but some people look at the older car as a classic. So when they started being teenagers and now their friends are 16, 15, and into cars, because of course we're guys, you got to be into cars, right? Some guys are into cars. They come to the house and all of a sudden they're telling my daughter, wait, your dad has this car? Are you kidding me? Where's your dad at? And they're like, what? What the hell's going on? That's just a beat up old car out there. At least I thought it was. Why is this kid getting excited? This guy that I like all of a sudden is going crazy. Do you know how much this car is worth? They're like, yeah, my dad bought it at the auction for $800. They're like, no. He bought this car for $800. You know it's worth like 10 grand. They're like, wait, he's had this car for like 5 years. He bought it for $800. What are you talking about? That's how their correlation is thinking. That's how most people are thinking. But the value is based on the beholder. But that's my point I'm trying to make. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You're choosing it, and oftentimes. Why not sacrifice for a few years if you want to call it sacrifice? I call it paying yourself forward because there's no amount of time. You're losing time. You're in your 20s. You're in your 30s. You're losing time. You're out here going out here. Tonight's Friday night. People are out here popping bottles, going to the club, getting their VIP seating, spent $3-4 grand. Threw it out the window. That same $3 or $4 grand could have been feeding them for the rest of their life. Because there's no time frame that you're going to be earning the same amount of money. You never know what your future holds. Your paycheck could go down. You could be fired. You can get ill. You can get in a car wreck. You never know what's going to happen. So therefore, you have to make plans earlier than sooner. But I always like the thing, you guys know, Superman. I like to use Superman because when you're from the time you're like 10, 12, 15 years old till the time you're in your 30s, 40s, possibly for others, you think you can do anything. Jump buildings in a single bound. You guys know how I talked about this many times before. So all I'm saying is make sure you go down below. If you want to start your business, there's Opus Virtual Office. That's a virtual office that answers your phones, that doesn't pay you, but answers your phones, gives you a business number, a fax number, reports to your business credit profile. Go down below, get your free shares of stock from Robinhood and Webull. You want to earn some money, you want to mine for free, then go get some mining. Crypto Tab will help you. You can actually even send your link to other people, and other people will be in your network, and you'll be mining free Bitcoin. About now, everybody's getting excited about Bitcoin because it's up to over like 30,000. So now all of a sudden, oh my, it's the thing to check out. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close this up tonight. This is a subject matter that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but again, it's systemic. Every time you do something, your registration on your vehicle, it goes up. Your taxes all the way around, sales tax, real estate tax, they go up. You borrow on your credit card fees, on your credit card, your interest rates go up. These are the things you have to think about. It's in the system that you don't think about that's happening to you. So that's why you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's in the system. You need to go buy a car because a newer car requires less maintenance than an older car. So therefore, just pay the average $732 per month and get a 7-year mortgage now or a loan, 84 months, when you could have just went down and bought a $5,000 car and then just paid $700 a month if you want to fix it up and make sure it's A1. But eventually you're going to run out and say, well, I done did everything I can do to fix this thing up after the first year. Let me go put my money in an asset that's going to pay me for another 8 years. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. $700 a month for 12 months is $8,400 a year. $8,500 a year for 8 years. That's $70,000. Imagine if that money was earning 12%, 13%, 15% annually this whole time, and it was reinvesting. It wouldn't be 70,000, ladies and gentlemen. All right. You would already be over $100,000. So don't get in the paycheck to paycheck matrix. And by the way, I like that paycheck to paycheck matrix. I got to make a video on that paycheck to paycheck matrix and do a video about that. I like it. So I'm going to use it. Paycheck to paycheck matrix. Okay. I got to use something with that. All right. So just having a little fun, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you like what we're talking about. Please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. Don't miss Monday night where we're going to have Nestor Left Field on. He's a realtor from Punta, Cana, Dominican Republic, where we are able to get no credit check, no qualifying, no barrier to entry real estate. And you could be part of it. And if you don't understand what I mean and why it's excitement, search the channel for Punta Cana and find out the tourist numbers. I have those. Find out some of the other projects that you can get into. There's all over the place, but we talk about more of the premium style properties, not just individual condo with a pool. We talk about places that have amenities because that's where your tourists or your guests are going to stay. So keep that in mind. Victor Morero. Oh, here we go. And living in a strict HOA community doesn't help either. You need to have pest control, lawn service, pool service, and everything else. This is crazy. The Matrix. He's got it exactly right. I didn't even get into that tonight because he's right. We left out HOAs. We left out the HOA says, oh, you know what? This is our rule. After we get a fence up here, X amount of years later, you got to replace your fencing. You got to have your lawn looking like this. Every week we have lawn inspection. All of that has to be done. All of that goes up in price, just like when we're talking about buying pre-construction condos. Right now, most projects are doing $2 a square meter. That $2 a square meter won't be a $2 a square meter 2 years from now. It's going to be maybe $2.25, $2.50. That you're going to have to pay. So now, are you going to pay that being an individual that owns there, or are you going to pay it where you have Airbnb or rental money coming in that somebody else is going to pay it for you? And you still get to use the place for a month or whenever because you bought early, you get 20% return. You say, you know what, I'm going to stay here a month. I'm only going to take 17% return. Or better yet, the money that I'm using, I have a second one that I have, and I'll stay in the second one. Used from the profits from the first one. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. Take your pick, but welcome to the family of the SSN Nation and stay here again. Come back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, and we'll have different subject matter. It won't be so painful, so hopefully some of you'll like it. But please, again, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. Greatly appreciated. And once again, make sure you like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why we have to have these discussions about living paycheck to paycheck. Many of people are doing great when they're making a lot of money. They don't think about it. And some people are putting their money away, socking it away. Other people are sitting there wasting it. Take your pick on what you want to do. Either way, but in the long run, you want to have some sort of assets in hand so that if something does happen to you, that you're going to be able to rely on those assets to bring additional revenue coming in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with all that said, make sure you stay out of trouble. Make sure you have a great weekend, and make sure, no matter what, you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.